freshmen and young, inexperienced guys. How has his style changed this year?
He still had the same, the expectations and holding us accountable, things like that. We're not using injuries or youth as an excuse ever. He makes that known. But at the same time, he's had to have a little bit more leeway with this many young guys, trying to pick things up, because some of the young guys will make mistakes, this and that. And he, try, instead of getting on them, harping on them all the time and beating them down, knocking out their confidence, trying to, pick them up and teach them and things like that. That's the biggest difference I've seen.
I don't know if you can gauge it would do a better coaching job last year or this year in years past, but has he had to do things better this year, to coach better this year because he's had to do more of that with the young guys and to coach this team up?
Yeah, I don't know if, I wouldn't say coach better this year, last year, but we've definitely had to work harder this year on things like our offensive sets, making sure that guys are, pay attention to executing, because we're not the type of team who's just going to go out there and ball out, but, we're not going to beat you with our talent. So we have to really pay attention to the details and things like that, and that's things that he's been stressing each and every day.
What about when you mentioned some of the things like when you guys are young and they're new, that he doesn't, not too hard on them, and after losses, maybe doesn't take it too hard on himself or on the team. How do you balance that with now you're still improving, and with 8 or 10 games left, NCAA tournament's still a possibility, and just trying to get results?
Yeah, and I said that earlier, but it's also now with how many games in? 20-some?
22.
22. So those guys, they've played a lot. They're experienced, so I wouldn't really consider them, freshmen anymore that young, even though they are. So the accountability level has gone up for them and for everyone.
How do you adjust yourself?
That's just things you have to continue to work at.
Has the mention accountability, has the expectation level gone up too? Or you see, all right, so early in the season it was some of these things, okay, but now we're playing Iowa, we're playing Michigan State.
Yeah, definitely. And especially since, Karis and Derek have gone down. Now the guys who came in and played 5-10 minutes, and maybe some things that they did get overlooked out there, now it's being magnified because they're out there for 30-35 minutes. So just continuing to teach and bring guys along, because as Coach Val said, the future is now. The young guys, they've really stepped up. Muhammad, look at him, he's the next man up. He's been ready. So I was really proud of him and his efforts these past couple games.
How tough is it for
Take two more, guys. Two more.
To get past the fact that, you take Wisconsin to overtime, you take Michigan State to overtime, and knowing you were that close to being in a much different position than you are?
Yeah, it's tough, letting games like that slip away, or having the game that close and go the other way. But the thing I've kind of learned, my 2 years here, those things will come back to you. So just continue to do what we do, and we're going to start getting some of those breaks, and things are going to start going our way.
When you look back at preseason and things like that, you talk about reworking offensive sets and whatnot. Now, when you look back at all the work that was done, everyone getting used to playing with each other with all these newcomers and stuff, and now here you are, 10 games left. Yeah, you scrap it. How much of it is still just now kind of relearning how to play with everyone?
There's a lot of that, because like I said, we have guys who, were barely cracking the rotation, playing 5 now they're, playing the bulk of the minutes, and they've done a great job. But we just got to continue to get that feel for each other out there and continue to learn how to play with one another. And I think we've been doing a pretty good job of that. Now we just got to learn how to finish.
Just how much of a challenge is it to do that on the fly?
It can be challenging, but we work really hard at it in practice. And at the end of the day, we're going to go out there and make mistakes, and everyone does. So just try to keep everyone loose and stay confident out there. Let the pieces fall in the net.